If you've ever watched a CNC carving video and thought, yeah, my machine would never pull that off, this list is for you. Today I'm counting down 7 CNC engraving machines that I've personally run, from great starter with caveats to, this one feels like cheating. I'm talking about what it felt like to assemble them, tram them, zero them, ruin a few bits, and finally get those crisp engravings that make you want to engrave everything you own. We'll start with the budget-friendly machines that can absolutely work, but may test your patience. Then climb toward the rigs that feel smoother, sturdier, and far more confidence-inspiring as you grow. 7. Genmitsu 3018 Prover V2. The Genmitsu is one of those machines that makes a lot of sense the second you unbox it. It's aimed at beginners, and it shows because so much of it is semi-pre-assembled, including the frame, limit switches, and emergency stop. For my first setup, that pre-assembly translated into less, what does this bolt do, and more, okay, I'm actually going to be cutting today, which is exactly what you want in a starter CNC. In real use, I treated it like a learning platform. Nameplates, small signs, light relief engravings, and test grids to dial in feeds and speeds. It's GRBL based and commonly run with software like Candle Gribble Control, so the workflow is familiar if you've ever touched hobby CNC before. The limit switches are a real quality of life upgrade for a machine in this category because they help prevent running out of bounds and make homing possible. But here's the part that made me a little critical. Machines in the 3018 class can feel light-duty the moment you push them beyond engraving. Even when you're careful, deeper pocketing can expose the limits of rigidity, and you end up compensating with slower passes and more conservative step-downs. Totally doable, just not fast. I also found myself spending more time fine-tuning and rechecking my setup than I expected, because once vibrations start, your edges stop looking crisp. The safety features are appreciated, and emergency stop and switches are not something I like to skip, even on small machines. But if your goal is frequent cutting rather than engraving, you may outgrow the overall platform sooner than you think, especially if you start dreaming about aluminum projects. 6. FoxAlien Masuter 3S. The 3S immediately feels like it's trying to solve the desktop CNC frustration problem with brute force. It uses NEMA 23 closed-loop stepper motors and is rated up to 10,000 millimeters per minute, which is a huge confidence booster compared to many entry machines. On my bench, that closed-loop behavior mattered most when I was testing faster traverses and longer jobs. Less anxiety about losing steps mid-run. The work area is also genuinely useful at 400 by 400 by 95 millimeters, so you're no longer trapped in tiny project land. I ran medium plaques, multi-part jigs, and repeated pocketing tests, and it felt like a platform that wants to be used regularly, not just experimented with. The Z-axis setup, with dual HG15 linear rails and a T12 lead screw, helped keep vertical motion feeling controlled, especially in deeper engraving where chatter usually shows up first. Now, the honest downside, even though it's marketed as more accurate and capable, you still have to earn your results with setup and tuning. The machine can move quickly, but your cutting success still depends on work holding, bit choice, and how aggressive you get, because speed specs don't automatically translate into clean cuts. When I pushed it too hard on tougher materials, the machine reminded me that desktop CNC still means you need disciplined feeds, proper chip clearing, and realistic depth per pass. The included 400-watt spindle is a strong point for this class, and is commonly described as able to handle softer metals like aluminum. But I'll say this, if you're planning lots of aluminum work, you'll likely obsess over rigidity and tooling, and that's where people start looking at even more robust machines or upgrades. 5. Genmitsu CNC Machine 4040 Pro. The Genmitsu feels like the moment you step out of tiny CNC experiments and into real projects. The working area is about 400 by 400 by 78 millimeters, 15.75 by 15.75 by 3.1 inches, which let me engrave larger signs and do wider panels without constant repositioning. That alone changed how I planned projects because I wasn't designing around my machine's limitations as much. What impressed me early was how much the 4040 Pro leans into user-friendliness. It's described as semi-assembled, with fast frame assembly time, and it includes features like limit switches and an emergency stop. In my use, it felt like a machine designed to help you get to your first successful car faster. Less DIY kit chaos, more, let's actually make something. The lead screw drive system, including XY lead screws, is a big part of why motion felt more controlled during engraving, especially when I was doing fine text and line art where any wobble shows up immediately. I also like that it's built around GRBL control, which keeps the software ecosystem familiar for hobby users. Where it started to shine for me was repeatability, running the same job multiple times for small batch gifting or product tests. The rated running accuracy is listed at ±0.1 millimeters, and in real-world hobby workflows, that's the kind of number that matches what you feel when you stop fighting the machine and start focusing on design and tooling. It's also positioned as expandable. Support for things like a 4th-axis rotary module is mentioned, which matters if you ever want to engrave cylindrical objects or experiment with rotary carving. 4. Shapeoko 4 CNC Router. The Shapeoko 4 is the first machine on this list that really felt like a serious shop tool rather than a hobby kit. It uses an integrated T-slot hybrid table, which made work holding feel dramatically more flexible. Clamps, fixtures, odd-shaped stock, you name it. When you're engraving, good work holding is half the battle, and this platform made that battle easier. On motion and durability, Shapeoko 4 brings upgrades like wider 15mm belts, noted as significantly stiffer than earlier 9mm belts, and inductive homing switches, which are designed with durability in mind because they have no moving parts and no contact. In practice, that means less fiddling and more confidence that homing will behave consistently job after job. Size options are another huge reason it ranks high. You can choose standard, XL, or XXL, with cutting areas up to 33 by 33 inches on the XXL version. That's the difference between engraving small plaques and engraving full-size cabinet panels or large wall art without tiling and alignment headaches. It also includes Carbide Create software, and the machine accepts standard G-code, so you're not boxed into one workflow. I found that openness matters as you improve. One day you're doing simple V-carves, the next you're experimenting with different cam strategies and tool libraries. One note, Shapeoko 4 uses a trim router as the spindle, and while it's capable, the noise and dust management become real shop concerns, meaning you'll want a shop vacuum and you'll care a lot about your dust boot setup. The good news is, a dust boot is included, which is something I wish more machines treated as standard equipment. 3. LUNYEE 318 Pro Max. The LUNYEE surprised me because it doesn't feel like a typical 3018 class machine in the ways that matter. It's built around a 500-watt spindle and is positioned for cutting a wide range of materials, including wood, aluminum, brass, carbon fiber, and acrylic. In my tests, it felt like it wanted to do more than just engrave. It wanted to actually machine within desktop limits. One of the best beginner to intermediate features is how quickly it's meant to get running. The frame, emergency stop, limit switches, and cable management are described as pre-assembled, with an up and running in just 20 minutes style promise. Whether you hit that exact time or not, the spirit is real. It didn't feel like a weekend-long assembly project. In use, I appreciated that it's GRBL-based and compatible with a wide set of common software: Fusion 360, Easel, Candle, UGS, Laser GRBL, Lightburn, so you can adopt the workflow that matches your skill level and your project type. That flexibility matters when you go from simple engraving to toolpaths that need better control. It also lists safety features like XYZ limit switches and an emergency stop, which I consider non-negotiable once you start running longer jobs or experimenting with harder materials. The stated accuracy is ±0.1 millimeter, which matches the overall expectation for a solid desktop machine that's properly tuned. The overall vibe, if you want something compact but ambitious, the 3018 Pro Max hits a rare middle ground, still desktop friendly, but with power and material flexibility that pushes it well beyond entry-level engraving-only tasks. 2. WolfPawn 3018. The WolfPawn is the kind of machine I'd recommend to someone who wants a 3018 footprint but doesn't want the usual 3018 compromises. It's described with a 300 by 180 by 60 millimeter working area, and I found that size perfect for practical projects like coasters, tags, small signs, and PCB prototyping. That 60 millimeter Z height is especially handy when you're not working with perfectly thin stock. What pushed it this high in my ranking is the ready-to-use feel. It's described as having major parts pre-assembled, and it includes an offline controller with a touchscreen, which is a bigger deal than it sounds. Running jobs without tying up a computer feels like freedom once you're doing repeated work. Setup, load file, run, repeat. Safety and repeatability are strong here too. It's described as having 6 limit switches and a real emergency stop button, which makes homing and boundary protection far more reliable than bare-bones kits. That consistency matters most in PCB engraving, where tiny depth errors can ruin traces, and the source specifically notes limit switches, helping make homing repeatable. In my use, it excelled as a clean results machine. Wood engraving looked sharp, acrylic cuts stayed tidy with the right bit, and PCB work felt achievable rather than stressful. It's still a compact machine, so it's not where you go for huge woodworking projects, but for tight, detailed engraving, it delivered the least drama in the small machine category. If you're building a small workshop and want something that's compact, stable, and convenient, WolfPawn feels like the 3018 that's been refined for people who actually want to use it regularly, not just tinker with it. 1. OUYANG TTC 450. The OUYANG takes the top spot because it felt like the first machine here that truly bridges desktop convenience with serious capability. The working area is listed as 460 by 460 by 80 millimeters, 18.1 by 18.1 by 3.1 inches, and that extra space changes everything. Bigger signs, bigger panels, less repositioning, and fewer compromises in your designs. Power is a major part of why it's number 1. It's paired with an 800-watt trimmer router with a 10,000 to 30,000 RPM speed range, which gave me that it doesn't bog down instantly confidence when moving from engraving into real cutting. It's also described as an all-aluminum structure and even calls out a 19-kilogram machine weight, which usually translates to improved stability when the tool starts biting into material. Precision and safety are also highlighted strongly. Engraving accuracy is listed as 0.01 millimeters, and it includes 3-axis double limit switches plus an emergency stop. In real workflow terms, that means cleaner homing behavior, better boundary protection, and the ability to shut things down instantly when a clamp shifts or a tool sounds wrong. I also like that it's positioned for broad compatibility. The manual source mentions compatibility with software like Carveco, Easel, and Candle, and it uses a standard ER11 collet system. That combination, software flexibility plus common tooling, makes it easier to scale your skills without feeling locked into one ecosystem. This is the machine I'd pick if you want room to grow fast. Bigger work area, a more powerful router-style spindle, and the kind of rigidity that makes your engraving look cleaner because you're not constantly compensating for flex.